Welcome back to Europa Universalis 5, episode number 5, as we continue on here with Portugal. And we found some stability last time financially, but we don't have a lot of stability elsewhere. One, we have not been able to progress into the next research set of trees at all, but we are growing closer. We finally adopted the institution of professional armies in Lisbon itself, in Lisboa, but surrounding it, it's now spreading rapidly. We need more than the 5% of the population that it provides. I wasn't given what the actual threshold was to embrace the institution, but it's still going to be some ways off. There could be an early adoption through finances, like there was in the EU4 system. So for the moment, I think I'm going to look to save funds and see how that goes. The nearest provinces around Lisbon are increasing the fastest at about a 0.7, but larger population bases, higher prosperity, maybe no, probably more of development level, is impacting other areas to also grow a little bit faster. So it's going to take off first kind of around this space, but then it should also begin to take off around this space. But nearly every province, really everything but the extreme edges farthest away, I mean, even here, I seem to have only a single province that is not getting at least a little bit. So that's the next big thing we're kind of waiting on, is the next tech, so that we can start researching once again. We have our research capped and have had it for a long time. We're going to get a little bit of boost on the very first one, but that's about it. Meanwhile, banking, we're about to hit 50% on our only province that is picking up banking. So it's going to be a long time before that one comes, but at least that and Renaissance is now slowly spreading towards us. Let's continue on with things and our other temporary dilemma that we now have, which is the Western Schism, and it's definitely impacting us. I don't know if declaring one side or another would do a lot to help us. But Castile is on the Baza's side, so I think we have to kind of go with the French on this one. Jeez, we just assigned this naval commander a short while ago, and he has perished. Let's see if we can find a replacement, huh? There's definitely some options, but we're not looking great. I think this captain at 43 gives us an 84. Commoners are unhappy. The nobility's unhappy, and all of this is coming from that schism. This is going to be the one we're going to have to watch out for. Commoners recovering pretty quickly. I don't have to worry just yet, anyway, about a rebellion coming. They'll go away long before they actually become a threat to us. There we go. Our latest son, who had reached the age of the marriage age of 16, who is now 19 already, does finally have some options on some royal marriages. Ooh, we have an heir. Okay, well, that's an obvious choice then. Looks there, she's 16. She has better stats than her soon-to-be husband has. And the court is ready to meet once again. Let's go ahead and go straight into that. Again, centralization is what we prefer, so we go to Porto. Castle works, no, we don't need that. We don't need a member of the clergy. We definitely don't need the expense. The cathedrals are what's costing us the most money, expense-wise. What do we get from promoting a member of the burghers? They get pretty happy. But we push towards plutocracy. Do we want that? It's certainly an option. What about the interior? Urban buildings cost. We add some development to a province, a healthy amount of it. That actually looks really good. We'll take that one. So Parliament in session, we can get a huge boost with the two groups that are happy. So we'll take that, and that should be enough to get it passed. Oh, and there's an added bonus, prestige and support. And then here we come again, unhappiness with the commoners. This time I think we're going to have to sacrifice the prestige and the money, improve the situation. We can't afford to lower the commoners any further. Town demand seat, that's fine. We can grant it. It's going to make the burghers happy and guarantee that it's passing. Jousting tournament. Adding prestige or legitimacy, even though our legitimacy is high at 89, it can always be higher. Prestige, that's a small gain. Or hovering on 0. It's okay. Conversion, nearly done in Algarve. More support, holy crap. That's 100%. We have not seen that before. We're getting a nice string of positive events here at the moment. I doubt it's going to last, but I'm excited for it. Diplomatic actions, there's one in particular I'm always looking for. That's another alliance. Peruzzi, no, that's okay. Whoa, hello. Traveling Preacher. We could lose some stability to do this, but we get a 50% chance of people converting. I guess I don't want to go traditionalist though, but I also don't want to give up the stability. We're already heavily traditionalist. I think we'll have to murder this guy once again. But we pass. That's good. We get the development, some healthy bonuses. Happy with that one. Okay, I think it's time for a change. We're at 99.8%. Let's look back to provincial control for a short while, and yeah, none of them are looking fantastic right now. So let's go ahead and make our push to get that 10% bonus in the 4 larger provinces. It's gaining pretty quick, and you can see just how far we can kind of push things along on the control basis. And we have a minister who gains power. We can remove them from the cabinet and lose 7 stability, or lose 10 legitimacy using questionable methods. Joaquim to Avis, that's the one developing Minho or Minho, whatever it is. He's a good admin. I don't like giving up 10 legitimacy though. That's quite the sacrifice. We could replace him. 7 stability is also not something I necessarily want to give up. We have a lot more legitimacy. Let's see what the bonuses are like. Crown power. Rebels thresholds lower. Stability. Stability is providing us what? Rebels the same, so they're pretty equivalent there. Satisfaction and equilibrium is higher. Pop promotion speed is higher. I think more is happening positively from the stability than from the legitimacy. And we do have more legitimacy to spare, so he's staying put. Alright, these guys are nearly maxed out. Not quite there yet. Another couple of ticks. And we have 100 gold for the very first time. Outside of when we borrowed to build the hospital. Okay, that's maxed out. Moving them on to the next provincial control. Snow's coming late January. 1369 now. So about 25 years in. And here comes the next traveling preacher. Again, we can lose some stability and see some people converted, or continue pushing towards traditionalism. Sorry, I want to go with it, but we are not having much of a choice. Okay, we do have some spare funds. Let's check back in now that it's been another year to 2 years. Color is starting to change. We are still increasing rapidly, but it's still only 30-40%. So we got a ways to go yet. 18%. Still not getting it at all here, but every other province is at least getting a little something. 10-12%. Here's a decent one. 28%. 36%. Treating guilds right. It's no secret that guilds grow most when helped by the state, be it through funding, exclusivity deals, or special privileges. Their organizations greatly benefit from state aid and in turn help command the economy in favor of the nation. So we can support the millers, boost stability, make the commoners happy. They are the ones who are unhappy, so that's probably what I want to do. Or we add 45 iron to the market, gain 50 trade advantage, but we already have total control of our market. So our trade market right now is the entirety of Portugal. We have our own one. We do not trade externally. Everything is happening internally, and Castile does not have any influence on our market, even though they are our neighbors. So 100% of the trade income is already kept internal. So I don't need a trade advantage when we already have maximum. We're already at 100%. We can make the clergy happy and gain a little bit of prestige, but I think it's very obvious right here. More stability and commoners' happiness ends up being yet another positive event for us. That is fantastic. We roll through those days. 129 coin now. I think I can afford to spend a little bit of this and continue to boost the economy a little bit further. As you know, it's going to be a good long while. I mean, these guys are a third of the way, and that's just the first handful of provinces. I still don't think we're going to be at the necessary threshold even once they can finish converting, so it's going to be quite a few years before we get there. So in the meantime, keeping everybody happy and keep the money rolling so that we can actually start turning up those expenses once again. Well, once again. For the first time, really. So jumping over to production, let's see what's going to make the coin. The Tools Guild appears to be the highest earner potential right now. It's 3 in Porto. Okay, so we'll spend on that one. We'll buy one more while we're at it. Another scriptorium. The Glass Guild's kind of a new one to get into. Yeah, we've barely tapped that. So one in Porto. We're still missing a little bit of wheat and ivory somewhere, so a little boost to that could help us. We still have some pops needing a little bit in the market. We don't have enough grains. We don't have enough fruit, so I think that's something we need to invest into. Another finest infantry bonus, even though we're in Morocco and Tlemcen. Do we want to raise levies and actually do something here? How do they compare these days? Diplomacy, relations. Yeah, okay, so Morocco is what? How do we compare? Well, I don't think it's going to hurt me too much to create a casus belli. We have... None of these are conquer. It's kind of conquer cost 900. There's your excommunicated ruler. Conquer cost is cheaper. That would be your one to go with. Religious war. Yeah, so making it about religion. Subjugation, but excommunicated ruler. We needed a spy network of 20. Well, let's get to work on that. I feel like we can maybe finally, now that we have some money happening, we can use those levies and get somewhere. We should have Castile having our back and probably be part of the war, and we can attack Morocco. If they're fighting Tlemcen, that means we're not really facing too many external threats. So, yeah, getting down here along this shoreline and obtaining some territory. We have the government officials to work on it and incorporate it and convert it, so might as well start the process, do something, right? Yeah, we already know from the previous time that it's a process. It's not nothing though. Here's your negative events hitting once again for the schism stuff. Commoners and clergy unhappy. Yeah, we'll have to take that. They're back to being sad again. Vacancy at high position, church administration, and individuals approaching us. We can say that they're bad, kill them. Papal states will love us, gain some legitimacy, or we can make some money and add somebody to our court. Neither one of these sounds like a bad situation, but let's go ahead and take the money. That's kind of a free build item, so let's take it. Another scriptorium, I think, is in order. Level 4 now for Porto. I wonder if our literacy rates are starting to change with all those new books. It is starting to change. We have some 13s now. Everything was a 10 or 11 before. We have a number of 12s. We have 13s. So just looking at this one, we have close to 1,000 clerics with 80% literacy amongst them. As here comes another one of these traveling preachers. Is it time to lose the stability? No. We'll keep pushing the traditionalism on this. 35% for the nobles, and where it was pretty much 10% for everybody else, the burghers, they're starting to make some progress. 3.5% higher than before of the burghers are all literate. So we are beginning to see a change with that. That's good. Back to those institutions. Approaching 50%. There's one. 59 almost. Unity of faith. Oh, plus 12 stability. Thank you. We need to increase our spending on stability. The higher it is, the more expensive it is to maintain. We don't want that dropping, so let's get that neutral. There we go. Don't need to spend on it, just keep it the same. That's almost $1 a month now that we're spending on. Change our control again. I'll let too much time. We have gained enough religious influence to request a cardinal seat. Does that mean we get it? Our religious unity is at 97%. Good conversion rate. Thing we can work on here at some stage is continuing that conversion. We'll play our hand a little bit later on that one. Right now I'm kind of focused on other stability, and with the schism happening we aren't quite sure how that's going to play out long term just yet, so we will be a little bit patient for the time being. I think the territory we want to claim with Morocco, very much right down here. We're at 10 now on that spy network, so halfway there. Clergy losing influence, just straight negative 10% right there. Still okay though, everybody's happy. And the finances are about to top 200, so I think it's time to at least get one more. We wanted to... Oh, there's more stuff down here too that's going to have better, like a tailor's guild. We have none right now. Porto, always the strongest. We're going to have to build some stuff in other places too, though. Saltpeter, also Porto. Let's spread the love a little bit. We'll go to Viseu for that one. Conservative backlash. Oh, fine. Here we go. Lose some legitimacy, but move towards innovative. I do like that part of it, or lose stability. We're going to take away the legitimacy and move towards innovative, and now I think it's time that I start making an effort on legitimacy. It's time to also increase the naval maintenance a little bit, army maintenance a little bit. We're talking a very small half a ducat to completely turn up the army maintenance, which should, now that it's up, actually do something about the manpower. If it doesn't, we'll turn it back down. Not sure why we're not incurring any manpower. There's got to be some sort of building that we're going to need. Yeah, that's not getting me anywhere. We can turn that back down. But naval maintenance will go ahead and go up for now. What that one's going to do for him. In fact, we've already pushed enough for more production. The Taylor's Guild is doing well. They like it. Fiber crop farms. Fiber, rope, shoes, clothes. Yeah, okay. Whoa, there's a lot here. What do we got? Who's Porto? Of course, but there's a close behind it, Lamango. It's going to take a while to fill. They don't have the laborers, but they have people. Let's give them the job. They will grow into it. It's just going to take them a little bit of time. Here we go again, traditionalist. And it's time for the estates to gather once again. Centralization, so Porto. We have opposing military schools. That's going to be a topic here soon as we're going to get into that research. I think that's obviously your time to actually go to the war. We have the spy network. We have the spy network. We'll have to look and see if Castile is willing to join us in the war. I think we would have overwhelming odds at that point. If not, then we'll have to stay out of it. We can push towards offensive. We're already slightly there. We could push towards defensive or pick up some army tradition at the cost of stability. Let's go ahead and move towards offensive. We're really thinking about right here, right now. Figure out our parliamentary debate. We have forest exploitation, expand forestry, fund farming estates. Well, hello there. That seems very much what we want right now. Yeah, we're going to do the farming estates. It's already at 47%. The grant privilege would give me 38, and they're both positive balance ones, so take it. There you go. Just like that, we're sitting nearly on a 100. That should pass quite easily. Minho, whatever it is over 20 now on the development. And here we go again. We have, give up. Oh, okay. This is our corrupt cabinet member who we chose to ignore. We gave up 10 legitimacy, which we've just started to recover one of what eventually became like 15. We could lose 10 more, but he's going to give us some development in a province, Lamango, or we gain, we arrest him. You know, the only thing here is we're moving him from cabinet and locking him up for 3 years. Well, let's take the free legitimacy at this point. I mean, the development's nice. Arrest him. We can replace him. We have the money. It's 15. Wow, that's not much of a set of cabinet options, though. But there's your replacement. We're spending a lot more than we were, and we're still making 4 ducats and still sitting on 179. And here comes another seat demand. This will make the burghers happy, though. We're already kind of maxed out, but I don't need to 20% burghers unhappy. More seats doesn't seem to really be hurting me the way that the parliamentary system is being used. Okay, those guys are maxed out. Yes, they are. So moving on, new task. The burghers, we just lost 5%, but we were nearly at 100. It's fine. It's nice that we are not getting nailed with so many negative events right now. It's definitely not as bad. Okay, assimilation or conversion seem like a good thing right now. Yes, I think those are probably my favorite options at this moment. So, looking at conversion, taking our lowest, yeah, it's Tremata, okay. It's at 92.5, we'll push it up to, like a 95 and then move back to some other task as we get hit with smallpox. And that passes. Increased prosperity in a couple provinces, that's nice. And suddenly we're right back to like 5.5 ducats a month. Ooh, we can make a saint. That's probably going to have a better long term than getting a cardinal. I mean, having a cardinal's, I don't care enough to influence what's going on within the church, but a saint, what do we get for it? We get 13 prestige, 13 legitimacy, which, I mean, we're almost sitting on a 100 right now, and the clergy will be happy. See, there's your benefit. There is a benefit that I'm willing to pay for. Let's do it. We suddenly have a 100 legitimacy for the first time. We have one saint. I used up our influence, but we'll get more back over time. But we can also cut down on the legitimacy spending, remaining at 0. Just lock in 0. There you go. Okay, checking back in on these institutions. We're about to hit a 100. This is saying I can revoke privilege cost, embrace institution cost. I don't know how we just unlocked it. Maybe from the... We just picked up 20 prestige for army. How in the world did this happen? Let's see what we have. Traditions. We had one way down at the edge, but it was meritocracy. That did not open. So Age of Renaissance. Do we have some sort of special one? Not the Renaissance. Not the banking. Still no professional armies. It's a special one down here at the end. Scholarly Treatises has opened. So looking into it, what even was the impact? What did we need to make this happen? Probably what we already did. So getting that saint has worked out well for us. Yeah, we're going to get some religious bonuses now. Embrace institution cost. There you go. That's exactly the EU4 mechanic with that one. So that's going to be nice to have done. That's going to be done quickly too, because we had a lot of spare research that was sitting idle. But we're now able to make our way through this first tree before the military one even comes along. So grant privileges. War with no casus belli. Mills, maximum RGO size. We definitely want to go into that one next. The improved relations, loyalty of subjects. What's below here? Intensive food production. Take it. Yes, that'll go next on the queue. Looks like we're going to go down this particular avenue first. Max literacy. Max literacy. Maximum RGO. Supply limit. Okay, RGO first. Love the literacy one. Okay, that's already 7 things queued up. We'll start there. We're making progress. We are finally getting into the Renaissance age. We're just behind. Samaria, Santarum. There we go. Santarum now has. It is our second province. So we're getting a little bit closer now. We are at 7%. Long ways to go yet, but we're at 75. We're at 82. And we're coming along. Research. We have research once again. Set up all. Okay, folks. 90%. 90%. Okay, outer reaches are about 50 now. Yeah, closing in on about 50 in a lot of these outer reaches. Those are the ones that are really going to matter, right? Getting the first few helps. It's going to accelerate it a little bit, but it's really about how the majority of the rest are doing. So as we're sitting at about 50%, that's kind of our indicator. And that's, I don't know, 10 years? So another 10 years or so to get into those. But we've got some research to do now over the 10 years. 80. Shoot. We're at 25. Reduced to 25. We'll stay on pause for a second. We are... The religious war one is available. Looks like we don't have the full option. We've got to choose what land we want. Asgahar, I think, would be our start point. And we're already at 3%. That's actually coming along really quick. Once we have it, we'll get our real indication of how things are looking, how we stand. We certainly have the finances to fund a war now. In fact, I've got so much I think we can afford to do another thing. Here's some stability at 17 gold. That suddenly seems quite affordable. It's nice having some funds, huh? Production. Let's get one building on the go. Taylor's Guild's a 0.74. or you go down to the charcoal kiln. I'm not even sure I have any charcoal, so I think getting the market kind of off and running on these guys is going to be important. 0.56. There's Lamego. That does not have enough people, so we'll bring in a new province to this one, as we just got an event of some kind. What is it? Oh! Queen Maria has died. Okay, well, this changes things. Pedro. Pedro takes over. Our 40-year-old son. You were 61 already? Jeez. Man, we've pushed through some years, haven't we? We're heading back to Lisboa. We are definitely headed back to Lisboa. I think bouncing back and forth between the two makes perfect sense. Prosperity goes up. Union formed with Castile again. Okay. Okay, we have our new king. He's pretty good at military. You'll learn to love him in time. All countries. Culture gain 35 opinion of us, but we lose 10 legitimacy. We're at 99. Or we lose 7 stability. Appeasing the people. Let's take the opinion. Lose that little bit of a legitimacy. And we have a new king. We bring sad news. Queen Maria de Borgoña has died at the age of 61. She was queen of the Kingdom of Portugal. Her late most faithful majesty died. I'm still busy reading about the death of our queen, and our naval captain once again has perished. Man, those guys have not lasted long. She had heart failure at 61. That's a good long life right there. What do we have going on here? Conversion. We're at 99% now. Almost all the way there. Prestige. Up to 57. Where in the world did that come from? Legitimacy is dropping, so let's spend a little bit, get those balances sorted out. Okay, we actually want that to increase a little bit, as it's not maxed out, but it's so it can increase slowly. Stability. Let's get that to increase just a little bit too. Make it like a 0.05. Make them both 0.0 or 0.06. That works too. We are down to 2 gold at the moment, though. We are not making the same sort of money we were before. Things have changed just a little bit. We have our general. Okay, so that's the general of our first army here. Worried about his private fortune or something without reading the details here. Burghers want to lose 5% as he moves to the commoner's estate, or we make the burghers happy, lose gold, but help the burghers get a little more wealthy. You know what? I'm going to choose happiness here. Mood swings. We lose 5 legitimacy, and we have excited, paranoid, passive, or confusing. That's multiple negative traits there. Wow, look at the manpower issues. Armies reinforcing. I need to figure out how to give us some manpower. I think it's time to start addressing that one. Research. Grant privilege cost. 99.99. That suggests that it's actually at 100, so let's move on. We've converted. Let's get back to making some money, right? We're down to 3 ducats at the moment. We will increase control. Back in Minho, we've built so much in Porto recently, and then we've just moved back to Lisbon with the capital. That is going to definitely change things, and I think that's actually why we are seeing the changes we're seeing. Is we can bring inflation down pretty quickly. Let's bring the inflation down. So we just added some inflation. We're a third of the way through the Age of Renaissance, and we haven't even unlocked the first institution. That's rough. Oh, here we go with the negative erosion of faith again. Clergy and commoners. We can afford it now that everybody was happy. Was. No longer, but at least there for a little bit. Alright, Lisboa. Banking nearly done. We're at 90%. And 2. We are definitely getting further now. 10%. 10%. It's now in 4 provinces. And we're at like 60 to 80% for a lot of these guys. And we're still kind of stuck on 50 for a lot of those upper provinces within the nation. But 10% is kind of the magic number, right? Better education. Oh, right. We have a new ruler with his own children who now moved to the head of the... Oh, but it's like balanced education. We don't have the finances. We're not strong enough to go anything more than balanced yet. So that's okay. We can ignore that. Though, however, let's check in on the king and the new heirs. 24-year-old heir, 55, 57. Not too bad. And then daughter, Beatrice. Is she married? Yes, she has a spouse, 2 children. The heir has a spouse and 2 children. And then our youngest is 18 and not yet married. All right, the charcoal kiln that we recently built is slowly building an employment group, but otherwise, we're making progress. I think our shift in control over moving the capital is just offsetting the economy a little bit here temporarily. Okay, Taylor's Guild, ready for another. Let's get one in Lisbon. Recruitment buildings. Okay, we need to recruit more troops. We need a stronghold. Clergy power increased. Fort defense, monthly manpower. There you go, monthly manpower is +1. Can recruit regiments here. We have King's Speech. We'll look at that in a second. We have a sergeantry. That's crown power, manpower. Can recruit regiments here. Cost is 35. Yeah, that's definitely something we want. So we're going to build some sergeantries. Lisbon. Well, give me that 1 anyway. Okay, King's Speech. Yet another council meeting. Yet another official document. And it is clear that King Pedro is not able to properly handle himself at court. Due to his Castilian upbringing, his mastery of Portuguese leaves much to be desired. His marked foreign accent is unbearable to native ears and a constant reminder that he is not truly someone that should be in charge of a Portuguese court. So we could adopt Castilian, making it the new court language, messing with things as the English did, or we gain some prestige by saying his lack of understanding might be beneficial. Take the prestige bonus. We have 57 prestige. Our religious war is also, we're nearly there, 100%. Casus Belli, gained. Whew, okay, and we are about to really turn up the professional armies. It's at 13%, and it's about to take off to at least a few more percentage points. Look how slow Castile is on gaining things. Wow. But look how much the rest of Europe has, and these guys have an insane advantage over the rest of us. But look around me. While I don't have bonuses right now, neither do they. I mean, Morocco's at 36% on professional armies. Castile's gonna take off here pretty quick, though. They have it in one place, nearly in 2. It's gonna start spreading pretty quick, and it's starting to come over from Navarra, who don't have anything doing with banking, but have the professional armies. It could actually be maybe useful in a war. We don't have the manpower for our professional army, but it's not what we would be relying on. This is a case for the levies, which, by the way, we're back down at 826. We took a big loss here recently. We had that smallpox outbreak. I didn't realize that it hurt us as bad as it did, but that was quite a few losses. Anyway, let's see how we compare to Morocco. Land comparison and naval comparison, we are slightly weaker, and I don't know what happened to Castile. Did I lose Castile as an ally? It looks like I lost Castile as an ally. It's not the first time that's happened. Yeah, Andorra is all. We are slightly weaker, which means it wouldn't do us any good. So it's time to focus on getting Castile back. Let's go back to improving relations. Yeah, it's only a -4. Need to build some trust. That seems easy enough. We can do the profess trust. There we go. Offer alliance is available. Oh, but not possible because we are in a union, not in a union. That's what's broken it. And we just lost our commander of the First Army. There we go. Mills, advanced research. That should help us out. Alright, we've got a 79 overall 41-year-old to take over command of the army. France praises our conviction, strong supporter of Bazas in the ongoing struggle for leadership of the Catholic Church. France praised our people, the loud and the resilience of Portugal, and the strong faith we display in such unstable times. If we want to be friends with Castile, I think we have to go with that so we can gain 10 legitimacy, gain 20 opinion, 30 opinion with France, and they gain that, or we gain influence by going with the church. I think we go with the Western Schism. Government corruption, we could inflation or lose stability. Take the inflation. Speaking of, how are we doing with the previous inflation? We've got to turn this down a little bit more, as we still had almost 2% left from the last time we got that exact same event. Dubious spending practices. We can get development, but at the cost of legitimacy, or we remove this person from our cabinet. A new cabinet member, same. Take the development. We have legitimacy to spare. We are now at 16%. Okay, time for the court to meet once again, and this time it's going to be a Lisbon clerical cabinet. Ooh, I like that. King gets +5s. We will go for that one. Definitely. Make everything more effective. Parliament gathers. That's a good one. 21%. There you go. We're up over 50. That's not that high yet, though. Yeah, serfdom movement again. Okay. Life in Lisboa. Lose 22 ducats. Let's pay to keep this up higher. Now it's starting to spread from us into Castile as well, just a little bit. And it passes, so we get +5s. That's good. Commoners unhappy, though. Negative event. We could lose a little prestige and a lot of gold. Let's just take the commoners being a little bit upset here. And our naval captain. Man, we are flying through naval captains right now as we get another research. I feel like we've been through 5 naval captains in... Ooh, okay. We have a claimed throne. Castile now on Auxerre. Oh, it's way up there. Yeah, we can't reach that. That was through a royal marriage, but we just don't have the means to get there, to do anything about it. Alright, we need a fruit orchard, as we've been short on fruit in the Lisbon market for a long time. It's kind of the one major shortage we have these days. Yeah, banking is now starting to spread. We have banking. We have banking in Lisbon. Now it's just Renaissance that it's working on. So banking is now starting to spread. Wow, all the way here to Credo already has 19% for professional armies. And then banking's now spreading too. It's not going to take us too long here. But I wish there was an embrace an institution thing. I think gold is why we don't have that option just yet. It's more expensive than what we have, and I just saw a pop-up that might be what we needed. Possible institutions. There it is. Professional armies, 142 gold from 20%. So you got a top 20%. Because the gold part is well below what we need. Embrace the institution. Is that going to cost me 87 stability? Let's wait longer then. For one, we have research already being carried out. It would be nice to get into those army ones, but you know, we've only done 4 parts of this tree. We're on the 5th. There's a lot still to do. Position, yikes. So no, let's be patient on this one a little bit longer. As much as I was really eager for that, as man, this king sucks. He needs to die soon. He's had 3 major negative events. How bad are these traits looking now? He's erratic and paranoid. At least he joined the Order of St. George. That one's good. Monthly prestige, military ability, +15. No wonder that went up. Erratic, hurting legitimacy. That's why it got more expensive. this estates because he's paranoid. -10 for all of them. That's not helpful, but counter espionage is better. Burghers request privileges. Make the nobility happy. I would move monetary policy over to the burghers. Let's just make the burghers unhappy here. Trying to make sure that stability cost is something that's going to go down as we increase what we have. 144 I'm not worried about. We can afford that 144 in gold. I don't want the stability to drop too much. Ay. Pedro, what are you doing now? Pop satisfaction in a couple provinces drop, control drops, and it shifts to somewhere else. It's a schism thing. It's not the king's fault. Well, now that we know what our cost is, we can afford to continue expanding. And the cost is only getting lower over time. I just don't want that stability to drop below 0. It's going to be a big loss that we can turn around and invest to increase. In fact, I could probably start investing a bit more now. Tools Guild looks to be the next. Castile is proposing a union foundation between Castile and Portugal. They are significantly stronger than we are. We don't have enough friends to fight them off, but we're going to be on the lower end of this situation. Yeah, their king is already the head of this. They have a good opinion of us. This is why we lost the alliance, is that we had a union. Stability is not very high for them, but their legitimacy is very high. They're ranked 21st. We're 39th right now. There's no integration level right now. There's 2 members. And that's foundation, union foundation. So it's not officially one right now. There's a vote to establish seniority, which is what they're pushing for when implemented a senior and junior partner status. And they would be the senior. So we very much don't want to do that. Vote to maintain federal status, stability investment. Alright, so I've voted against with vote maintain federal status. I have 200 influence on this. I have no idea how strong the influence of Castile is, but I'm assuming that it's quite a bit stronger than ours, presumably. One, we have a weak king. They don't necessarily have a strong king, but they are a stronger nation, so I'm assuming that that just kind of naturally is going to give them power in this situation. That stability cost is decreasing, so it is a cost. It is not an increase. It's not going to take us from a 71 to an 81. It's going to take away 81 stability to embrace it this early, so we definitely need to wait. So as much as we're making progress, we are suddenly experiencing a massive setback. Research is coming, finances are strong, we're building a stable economy, we are pulling ahead in tech compared to our nearest neighbors in the peninsula and North Africa. We're not there yet, and we might not get much of a chance to get there if we are forced into a junior partnership under Castile. At some point they could just ultimately absorb us, and to outgrow them, to grow stronger than them, is going to be really difficult under virtually all circumstances outside of expansion to the New World. So not too confident in what we could do at the moment. We're at 28%. And other than sit and wait, we definitely cannot attack Morocco right now without Castile. And with a junior partnership, I guess we would be able to do that at least. There's another nation that we could. That's close, but we don't have a way in there. There's your policy enacted. They outvoted us. No surprise. There's only 2 of us involved, and they're the stronger of the 2. We are now a junior partner in a union under Castile. And we just lost 15% happiness to all of our estates in the process. Had we voted for it, it would have been nice if it actually gave me valid information there. Anyway, banking spreading, we're at 52% already, so that's coming along pretty quickly. It'll eventually get there, and yeah, professional armies is going quick now. Porto will add a lot of population when it gets it. It's at 86. We're at 70 here. Coimbra 96. So it's about to get a lot cheaper on the Embrace institution. cost. But again, like I said, we can be patient for now with the research tree having a focus for the time being. That's going to do it for this episode, though. Worrying times as we get forced into a junior partnership here. Can we survive it? Time will tell. I'm the Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.